Okay. It's gonna be a chill stream today because I've been pretty sick. So I might not do the voices as hard as I usually do. I always forget to get chat open on my phone before I start. Okay, there we go. Yep. Beautiful, beautiful outfit right here. Huh. I'm a little lost. It's been a while since the last stream. Okay, I remembered how to zoom out. We're off to a good start. Valentine. Our near disastrous encounter with the pack that follows Kujata has been preying on my mind. The overwhelming number of the beasts was beyond aught I had imagined. Even the most dedicated marauder could not hope to carve through that snarling wall of flesh. Oh yes! One thing I need to do real quick that I had planned to do. I'm going to cover the chat, just because I have no idea what people on the internet will say. So I hope that's working, but there's my cat, Rose. I miss her a lot. So she's just gonna be hanging out with us. Even the most dedicated marauder could not hope to carve through that snarling wall of flesh. And if we cannot dispatch the pack, then Kujata remains beyond our reach. Thus, I've prepared for you a trial that shall unleash your deepest reserves of destructive strength. As before, Sulkfib awaits you at the Bismarck to guide you on your path. Do not squander this opportunity for growth, Valentine. The pride of the guild itself rides on the keen edge of your axe. Sweet blood, a Sulkfib. Okay. We should pick up the main quest while we're here as well. You've word from my brother. The pride of the guild, eh? My brother has placed quite a burden on your shoulders, it seems. But from what I have witnessed, if any marauder has the skill and determination to put down the Kujata, then it's you. And there it is. Oh, there is, of course, the matter of Cigar's vengeance. You don't want to disappoint the poor boy now, do you? And there is, of course... Oh. I didn't touch anything there. Let us be about this trial, Valentine. I shall meet you on the Salt Strand in Lower Lenosha, where your training is to take place. Well, naturally, I will be there. Without me, you'll like to forget to tend your wounds and bleed to death. No. I am having technical difficulties. Whoa. Here we go. Ready to hear about that job then? Like I said, the request comes from our sister guild in Gridania. And that's all I know. But whatever it is ye got asked to do, I somehow doubt it poses any trouble for adventurers survived the bedlam in Satasha. If you think he might be interested, you'll want to have word with Mother Mione, me counterpart in Gridania. Good luck, mate. Well, this should be the place. I don't see... Ah, do you sense that encroaching aura of violence, Valentine? Pray unlimber that axe of yours. That seems to be the last of them. Compared to what we have faced before, though, it wasn't terribly... So, this is the indomitable Valentine Solidor. Who in the seven hells are you? Wait, is that... We have deemed you worthy of our challenge. Come, Marauder, let us test the edge of your steel. Oh, brother. What are you playing at, you earths? It seems my underlings have provided you with poor sport. Very well, I shall take your measure with mine own blade. Do not think to show me quarter, Valentine, for I shall surely show you none. Do-do-do-do. I yield! Your strength has stumbled us all. Aye, it might just be enough. We are done here, my colleagues. Drag away those who cannot stand. Your display of prowess was truly impressive, Valentine. Worthy indeed. What a ridiculous charade. Did he honestly think we couldn't see through those paltry disguises? Though I am confident my brother's act was not born of malice. Rather, he hoped by concealing his identity that the trial would seem more threatening, thus increasing its effectiveness. Not an entirely successful undertaking, but one must appreciate his intentions. It is time you returned to the guild. Oh, and as a favour to me, pray indulge Wernzoan in his little deception. Subterfuge is not a marauder's forte. Yep. Valentine, I have heard of your skirmish on the Salt Strand. You did well to topple opponents of such formidable skill. But let us not dwell on the nature of those masked men. What is important is your triumph in the face of overwhelming odds. Your fellow marauders are honored to have you swing your axe in the guild's name. They stand behind you, one and all, as you prepare to overcome your greatest trial yet. Aye, the time has come for you to bring Kujata's bloody rampage to an end. When next he rears his horrible horned head, you shall be ready to bury your blade in his skull. It's level 25, okay. Take a seat wherever you like, friend. Our waitress will come to take your... Oh? Not here to dine? Dear, I hope that you're the adventurer Bergeron sent word about. You are! The matron be praised. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Mion, and the Carline Canopy is my place. With regard to the task in question, there is a fair bit to tell. Let me know when you're ready to hear the details, and I shall brief you. Ready for that briefing? Good. Now then, here's the long and short of it. Beg pardons for interrupting, Mion, but our need grows ever more pressing. Have none stepped forward? And good day to you too, Bowlord. Your need must be pressing indeed for you to honor us with a visit. The good news is, your journey hasn't been wasted. I am pleased to report we have a volunteer at last, and one who comes highly recommended at that. My thanks for answering the call, friend. My name is Lewin, and I lead the men and women of the God's Quiver. Now, time is of the essence, so I shall proceed directly to the heart of the matter. We wish for you to nip a potential threat to Gridania in the bud. Beneath a central shroud, there lies an underground burial site called the Tam Tower Deepcroft. The place was once a Gelmoran settlement, but we Gridanians have long interred our dead there. Of late, however, shadowy figures have been seen skulking about the Deepcroft with ever-increased regularity. Based on the accounts of various witnesses, we suspect that these individuals belong to the Lambs of Delamud, a doomsday cult which sprung up prior to the calamity. These zealots have proven themselves dangerous in the past, and we leave them to their own devices at our peril. Ordinarily, I would have dispatched my best men to scour the Deepcroft with orders to flush the cultists out. Alas, the calamity decimated our ranks, and the limited forces at my disposal are constantly required to keep the exile at bay. The birdmen have grown restless of late, and I fear a storm may be brewing. In anticipation of this, I've been compelled to spread our forces throughout the Twelveswood, lest we be taken unawares. The situation so being, we must turn to others to deal with the Lambs of Delamud. Can we rely on you to undertake the task, friend? You have my gratitude. Once you've seen to your preparations, pray make your way to the Deepcroft, and identify yourself to the guard posted at the entrance. He will apprise you of the latest developments. That is all. Be careful out there, you hear? May the crystal guide you and keep you. This brings back memories. When I first started playing, there was a guy that was sitting just outside of here for like the entire time I was in Gridania, called Wizard Man. And I saw him a few days later in Limsa, and then I never saw him again. And I was really sad because at that point I was free to play and so I couldn't add him. And every time I passed him I would give him a little emote and he would emote back. No. You are Valentine Solidor, I take it. Thanks for helping us out, friend. No doubt the Bow Lord has already informed you, but your task is to enter the Deepcroft and purge it of the Lambs of Delamud. In case you're unfamiliar with them, the cult emerged shortly before the Calamity put an end to the Sixth Astral Era. The cultists took the Lesser Moon, Delamud, for their god, believing that it would deliver them from devastation. And so they were rather disappointed when Delamud exploded into 1,000 flaming pieces before it could complete its descent. Now, having seen their god turn to ash, one would think that the cultists might feel moved to question their faith. On the contrary, it served only to stoke the flames of their fanaticism. The Lambs of Delamud are convinced that heretics, that is to say, everyone but them, interfered with the coming of their Lord and Saviour, and that it's now their sacred duty to avenge him. Whatever it is they're doing in the Deepcroft, you may be sure that no good will come of it. For the sake of Gridania and Eorzea at large, put an end to their madness. I'm just gonna ask my flatmates if they want to join with the dungeon. Friends. fun. How's my armor doing? Oh, very good condition. Judy fine to go burr. While we're waiting, let's look at the hunting list. Marby Bay, God's Grip, Quarterstone, Skull Valley. You know, it seems my other flatmate is almost finished with her dungeon, so... Ah! Okay. Withdraw the duty for now. That looks so dumb, I love it. Puppy earrings? They also look really dumb on me. Okay. Nothing too groundbreaking. I wonder if I can wear this here on my boy. Yeah. What was I doing? I was looking for... No? There we go, okay. Marby Bay, God's Grip. I've forgotten all the buttons. Bear with me. Yes, we can go and party chat, that's right. Oh. God, I hate the Tamtara Deepcroft. I have all my skills. I don't have my combo. Oh, hello? Sir? Let's keep going. I'm not gonna pull too much because I think I'm the only one with a AoE attack, which is always fun. I should use my mitigation. I need to adjust my map settings later. Not what I meant to do, but oh well. Really doesn't want to lock onto those. Who summons me from the void to reside within this crude vessel? Da 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 da. Goodbye, team. Million gil, huh? Cool. Welcome back, Valentine. I'm reliably informed that your foray into the Deepcroft was a success. Nor did I expect anything less. Beteron's ringing endorsement left me in little doubt as to your capabilities. Even so, you are to be commended. Burlord Lewin asked me to pass on his thanks. I must say, it's something of a relief to be able to call upon such a capable adventurer. Sadly, death has become an ever more common occurrence within our fraternity of late. Times being what they are, the guild is constantly inundated with petitions, and we are hard-pressed to find enough hands to deal with them all. While this means no shortage of work for able souls such as yourself, it also provides ample opportunity for the inexperienced to overreach themselves, with predictable consequences. As if to illustrate the point, Avier's gone, and it's all your fault. If I hadn't taken you an age to heal him, he would still be alive. But I tried. He bolted out of range before I could finish the spell. He shouldn't have been so hard-pressed in the first place. We should have done more to lighten his burden. To hells with this pathetic excuse for a party. I'm leaving, and it'd be too soon if I never see your faces again. Goodbye and good riddance. I'm leaving as well. I doubt this comes as any surprise, but I never liked you. I only suffered you for your healing, but you couldn't even do that one thing right. Cruel though this may sound, you brought this upon yourself. Oh, and by way of some parting advice, get rid of Avier's head. Bury it, cremate it, do whatever the hells you like with it, but for God's sake, stop carrying it around. It's just get rid of it, alright? Wait, don't leave me alone, please? I'm so sorry, Avier. Please forgive me. Scenes like this have become all too common. That makes for a dozen times in half as many days. Now you see why I am grateful for adventures of your experience. I can send men like you on a mission without worrying that you might not return. Well, not so much at any rate. Speaking of missions, I would entrust you with another. About a bell ago, I received a message from my counterpart in Uldar. She seeks the services of a reliable adventurer, and you are nothing if not reliable. If you think you might be interested in the task, say the word and I will be glad to share the details with you. So, you're not averse to taking a little trip? Wonderful. As I mentioned earlier, the request comes to us from the Adventurers Guild in Uldar. Once you arrive, seek out Momodi, the proprietress of the quicksand. Think of her as the Sultanate's version of myself. Chances are she'll send you to the midst of danger, but I have every confidence that you'll pull through unscathed. Now, off you go, Valentine, and good luck. Okay, that's a lot better. Yep. Welcome to the quicksand, friend. I'm a tad busy right now, if you wouldn't mind showing yourself to... Judging by your determined expression, I take it you aren't here for an ale. Are you called Valentine Solidor, by any chance? Mion sent word that you'd be reporting for duty. She also made a point of calling you the adventurer of the moment. That ain't no small praise, coming from her. But you didn't come all this way here to listen to my prattle. Doubtless you're eager to get started, so let's talk business, shall we? The petitioner ought to be arriving at any moment now. God's almighty, another second under that sun and I would have been set afire. A tankard of ale if you would be so kind. Excellent timing, Papashan. It just so happens the adventurer who will be handling your petition is here. So this strapping young lad is the much-thoughted adventurer, is he? Marvellous, marvellous. A pleasure to make your acquaintance, good sir. I am Papashan, formerly of the Sultan's Sword. I thank you for agreeing to lend us your aid. Mayhap you'd like to apprise Valentine of his mission? Yes, of course. The petition in question was submitted by an acquaintance of mine, Magina and Sons Mineral Concern. It relates to an unfortunate development at Copperbell Mines. To be plain, giants have seized control of the place. These giants are the clan known as the Hecatoncheires. I've never been able to pronounce that right. Okay. Fearsome creatures who were sealed within the deepest depths of the mines during the bygone Thorn dynasty. Alas, it seems they have managed to break through the layer of rock which served to imprison them, and now prowl the tunnels where the miners ply their trade. The creatures are justifiably angry about their treatment at the hands of our ancestors, and their presence has forced the suspension of all mining activities on the site. It's no wonder they're angry. Didn't the Thorn dynasty come to an end over 300 years ago? You know your history well, milady. The people of that age used the Hecatoncheires to work their mines. By way of enchanted helms, they were able to bind the ferocious creatures to their will. But as is oft the way of such tales, these enchantments eventually failed, and the slaves rose up against their masters. In a desperate bid to contain the unbridled fury of the Hecatoncheires, our ancestors induced the collapse of the mine's lowermost levels, So it was that the great giant revolt was ended, buried under 100,000 tons of rock. Well now, that's got me thinking. I seem to recall there being an article about Copperbell in the Mithril Eye a fortnight or so ago. It said the mines were being reopened as to meet the rising demand for building materials. Like as not, our boys dug a bit too deep and freed the giants. Gods, to think the poor creatures are still alive and kicking after 3 centuries. That's a long time to nurse a grudge. They must be seething. Indeed, and that makes them a danger to us all. There will be no mining at Copperbell so long as they remain. For the sake of both peace and prosperity, they must be subdued. This is the task which we would have you undertake. I'll not deny the mission will be rife with danger, but our need is great, and so I beg you, put an end to this sorry business. God bless you. I feared you might have reservations, but I assure you it's for the best. In case you don't know, Copperbell mines are in western Thanolin. Do take care, you hear? And one last thing before you depart. An employee of Imagina & Sons is presently at the quicksand. Fellow's name is Painted Mesa, and he knows the Copperbell mines well. It may behoove you to seek his counsel. Oh, he's right here. Looking for Painted Mesa? You found him. So you're the adventurer who's volunteered to help deal with the mess down in Copperbell, are you? You've got guts, mate. I just hope you've got skills to go with them. 'Cause things aren't pretty down there. The Hecatoncheires left the place in a right state, and nearly a week after mining resumed. I don't know if you know this, but Copperbell was old when the second old dynasty was still young, and it was abandoned centuries ago. If it hadn't been for the shortage of mining materials, needed for the rebuilding effort, the concern would never have been thought to open it. We knew full well about the giants beforehand, but the project went ahead anyway. I mean, nothing could possibly survive being buried under a mountain's worth of rock for 3 centuries, right? Wrong. Our miners dug up more than they bargained for. One swing of the pickaxe too many, and they found themselves in the company of giants. Unless we can subdue 'em, the nation's glorious recovery will grind to a halt for want of aught to build with. The stone torches are keeping their watch over the entrance in case the giants fancy some sunlight and fresh air. One of them will be able to show you the way in. The hope of the nation's resting on you, friend. Best of luck. Drop Bearsington. I love the thud when you fall. Let's pick up the Horizon Aetheryte before we head over. There's been an incident inside Copperbell Mines. We're here to ensure that its effects are contained, but for your own safety, I suggest you still stay well away from here. What? You're the adventurer who's volunteered to quell the hecatonchires? I didn't think that Papa Shan would be able to find someone so quickly, if at all. The giants are content to wreak havoc inside the mines for now, but it's only a matter of time before they think to come outside. The sooner you see to them, the better. Make ready as best you can, and enter at will. Okay, I'm gonna go pee real quick. I will see you guys in a second. Okay, I'm back. Nope. Just waiting for Lily to be done with her dungeon. We could pick up a new class. That sounds like a good idea. What should we do? user. Learn how to cook. I beg your pardons, good sir, but this is the Culinarians Guild. If you are here to dine at the Bismarck, one of our waiters will be along shortly to show you to your... Oh, you're not a patron? I assume then that you wish to become a culinarian. If so, I wholeheartedly recommend you join the Culinarians Guild, where one may learn the culinary arts and the finest chefs in all the realm. What say you? Wonderful. Then without further ado, I shall acquaint you with the history of our guild. As you are doubtless aware, Limsa has long been the gastronomic capital of Eorzea. The city's rich culinary tradition is the product of a unique combination of factors. The first is our proximity to the fertile lands and plentiful seas of the Vilbrand, which have ever yielded bounteous produce. The second is our standing as the realm's foremost trading port, which grants us access not only to exotic ingredients from faraway shores, but also to foreign merchants versed in their use. We are, in short, the beneficiaries of culinary knowledge from every corner of the world. Until recently, knowledge of this kind was passed on solely through word of mouth, and was therefore susceptible to corruption and loss. But that all changed when one man made it his mission to catalogue every recipe of note. His name was Admiral Gilskiff Boldwavesfin, also known as Master Cleaver. The man's love of fine cuisine was such that, at sea, he would regularly spend as much time preparing meals in the galley as giving commands on the bridge. It was none other than he who founded the Culinarians Guild and was codified cooking methodology. Today, the guild carries on Baldwin's legacy. Though the scope of our endeavours has expanded significantly. Not content with simply preserving existing recipes, we labour tirelessly to devise wholly novel culinary creations with which to delight the senses. To this end, our doors are open to folk from all walks of life, including adventurers such as your good self. One may liken our guild to a great pot of stew, and each member to an ingredient imparting a unique flavour. As with every dish, however, adding ingredients willy-nilly is certain to spoil the taste. Before you take your place in the pot, you must be deemed a worthwhile addition by Guildmaster Lingsarth, a man whose passion for cookery burns hotter than any oven. Before troubling him, I must warn you that ours is a truly sweltering kitchen. As such, you would be well advised to ask yourself, can I stand the heat? If you earnestly believe that you can, speak to me once more, and I shall be glad to guide you through the enrollment process. So, have you resolved to walk the path of the culinarian? Wonderful. Then you must speak to Guildmaster Lingsarth at once. This will come as no surprise, but he is the finest chef in Limsa. His skill and dedication are second to none. You will find the Guildmaster up the stairs yonder, keeping a watchful eye on his charges. Impress upon him your desire to learn, and he will surely find a place for you in his stew, by which I mean the guild. Well met, venturer. I take it you want to join our guild. Let's have a good look at you then. Ugh! What's an underfed whelp like you know about cooking? Judging by them scrawny arms of yours, you'd struggle to lift a spoon, never mind a skillet. I jest. If it don't take muscle to be a culinarian. It don't take muscle to be a culinarian. Else, it don't even take the talent. At least not on its own. No, son. More than anything else, becoming a good cook boils down to passion. If you got that, there ain't nothing you can't achieve. So tell me, have you got it? That's the spirit. Aye, your passion for the culinary arts is plain to see. And you'll be needing every bit of it if you want to become a master culinarian. Why, if mastery was a 12-course dinner, I'd hardly have finished with the soup. Make no mistake, our trade's as tough as old mutton, and passion's the only thing what gets us through the grisly bits. But enough talk, what do you call yourself? Well then, Valentine, welcome to the guild. To mark the occasion, I present you with your very own skillet. Ain't much to look at, but it'll more than serve a novice like yourself. Now then, let's see whether you can tell which hand's which. Aye, I know I said you'd struggle to lift a spoon, but you've won me over. Now, show me you can hold a skillet, and I'll get you started on your first task. I see you're holding the skillet the right way round. Good. A culinarian lives and dies by its utensils. Get that into your head before you do aught else, or your food will look like shite and taste worse. Now, let's see what you can do. For starters, I want you to make me maple syrup using your skillet. Recipe's as simple as they come. You need only two things: maple sap and a fire shard. Josty sells sap over at the guild counter. Now, time's a-wasting, so get to work. It don't pay to keep folk waiting in our trade. Maple sap. What in the seven hells are you waiting for? I told you to make me maple syrup, didn't I? The maple syrup's ready, is it? About bloody time? Let's see how it tastes then. Oh, this ain't bad. Flavor's alright, consistency's nearly there. In short, a damn sight better than a lot of novices manage. As you probably know, maple syrups are one of the most popular sweeteners around, and a key ingredient in all manner of cakes and treats. What you probably didn't know is that the boiling the stuff down gets you maple sugar, a different sweetener with different uses. Already done that. Just goes to show, even the simplest ingredients can have hidden complexities. I said earlier that a culinarian lives and dies by its utensils. Well, that's just the half of it. You also need to know its ingredients, and that's something as only comes with experience. Keep your nose to the stove, and report back when you're ripe for another task. One of our chefs buggered up an order a bit ago, and he's been down in the dumps ever since. Ingham his name is. Joined the cult a few moons afore you did. Determined lad, but don't take failure too well. Anyway, we can't have him crying in into his soup, plays havoc with the seasoning, see? So he wants you to try and cheer him up, and there's not like a good meal to take a man's mind off his many failings. A bit of nice grilled trout should do the quick trick. Is one of his favourite recipes. Aye. If he was to cook up a plate of that, I reckon he'd find the experience highly motivating. Yeah, almost ready to go into the mines. Just finished cutscene. It's mine time. So we back in the mine, got our big X and from side to side, side to side. And I still don't have my combo. Big sad. Hehe. I don't think Black Mage has a AoE yet. If we keep running, they don't follow us. boy. I should have committed. Hey, Shannon. The lizard in my chat. Yum. Yeah, these ones stay aggro. don't have any fire sand. That's alright. There's this bit. Slaves no more. Free! Free! There's a boy. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And now I can do Judy roulette. Woo! Dun, dun, dun. Okay, I'm going to do my leveling roulette. I need to plug my phone in. And back in Copperbell. It's a bunny party. And a little one. Big run? Big run? Go fast, go nyum. Okay. Yeah, I think it's copperbell mine hard with the aggro. This is fine. God damn it. Hello, we are live. Yes, there is a kitty cat. All the commands. Okay. Valentine, your confrontation with the beast is at hand. Kujata has made his presence known. Reports place the creature to the northeast of the Red Rooster Stead, in the vicinity of the Grey Fleet. There is little more for me to say but this. Harness all the strength you have built through your labors of sweat and blood, and unleash it full fury upon Kujata and his menagerie of scavengers. Sigurd yet lies abed, trusting in your strength and praying for your victory. I ask that you go to the lad before the battle, and tell him you venture forth to fell the object of his vengeance. Such news should cheer his ailing heart. The time has come, Valentine Solidor. May your axe strike deep and true. Mind looking into something for me, adventurer? It may even be of interest to you, in fact. I'm told that plots within Mist are to be auctioned off. You, me, hells, even a damned 12 wandering minstrel could purchase their own piece of La Nocia. And upon that plot of land you'd be free to build a house for you and yours. You can't tell me that the thought isn't at least slightly appealing, can you? It is a bit surprising that the thalassocracy has had the time and resources to prepare such an area, what with the kobolds and primals causing all manner of trouble. But who am I to judge the priorities of politicians, much less pirates, eh? Besides, I'm like nothing more than to own my own home. I've yet to verify the truth of the tale just yet, though. If you've no objections to taking a tour from your adventures, why not head towards the gate to the player housing? Valentine, I'm sorry for making trouble. No, I deserved what I got. It's my own fault for not believing in you. But you came back anyway, and now you're gonna take that axe to Kujata's head, ain't you? I know you can beat the bastard, you got to. I heard Kujata had reared his ugly head yet again, and reckoned you'd not be too far behind. I hope you won't object to me lending what aid I can. We've been through much, you and I would see this tale to its end. Brunba, well, he felt much the same, so here we are, a pack of two to offset the ravenous beast that follow in Kujata's wake. Might be as I'm sticking me nose where it ain't wanted, but I couldn't abide the thought of you facing the monster solo. Kujata's got his friends, so it's only fair if you got a couple too. And what are friends for if not to lighten your load? I already did some of the groundwork for you. Seems like a farmer and his wain have fallen victims to the fiend's pack. If you follow the trail of destruction, it might just lead to the big bugger himself. What is it, adventurer? Ah yes, the auctions. By order of the Admiral herself, mist and all plots within are to be sold exclusively to adventurers, so as to encourage the immigration to Limbs of the Minsa. Why only adventurers, you ask? Practical necessity, really. Limbs of the Minsa is in dire need of fresh blood, capable, courageous adventurers who will fight her foes and protect her interests. Those who build a home here will have that much more incentive to aid us. As to what manner of place Mist is, I think it's better if you journey there and see for yourself. Please direct any other questions you might have to the recruit station just past the entrance. You find a pot that appears to have been dragged from the farmer's wain. You find a barrel that appears to have been dragged from the farmer's wain. Goboo! Goboo, goboo, goboo. You find a crate that appears to have been dragged from the farmer's wain. big boy himself. Stun him. Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Hey, matching boots. Valentine! It appears our timing was fortuitous. The ex-master carried me here so as I could see. You did it. You really did it. Ma. Da. Do you see? Valentine killed the bastard. He's finally dead. Thank you. Thank all of you. Valentine, do you reckon I could learn to swing an axe like that? When I was bigger, I mean. I want to protect folk too. Keep them safe from, you know, monsters and things. If you train hard, the naught is beyond your reach, young man. Then that's what I'll do. I'll train every single day. You'll see, I'll be the strongest hero there ever was. Well done, Valentine. I knew from the first moment we met that you would rise to meet any challenge. It is done, Valentine. You have answered the boys' prayers and upheld the pride of the guild. Hold your head high, Marauder. I shall be awaiting your triumphant return to Limzalaminza. I saw it with my own eyes, and I can still scarce believe it. You brought down the mountain. That was truly a mighty feat, Valentine. Never have I seen a marauder so dedicated to attaining the pinnacle of his discipline. In recognition of your achievements, I, ex-Master Wernzoen, pass on to you the guild's final technique, the thrill of battle. This skill teaches you to embrace the fear and danger of combat, allowing you to push well beyond the normal limits of your stamina. Though the thought brings me both joy and sadness, there is naught more I can teach you. May the memories of your time here at the Guild sustain you as you strive for even greater heights of perfection. Experience, now, shall be your tutor. There will always be greater foes and deadlier challenges on which to test your blade. Of that I am certain. You enter a realm of our craft in which even I have never set foot. I only hope that when you reach the very boundaries of our art, you will return to share your triumphs with us. Until then, Valentine, may your axe swing ever swing true. Do, 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 do. Yeah. Well. Do, do. Lan. Ba ba ba. Ah, the Conqueror of Copperbell returns. Thanks to you, our mining operations can resume, and Ulda will have the materials she needs to rebuild. The entire nation's in your debt, friend. I'll share the good tidings with Papashan the next time I see him. As for you, you'll want to report to Momodi. It'll do the woman well to see you alive and in one piece. No! Shut your mouth, you heathen little swine. You stole from me. Don't even think to deny it. Please, sir. I didn't steal nothing. I bought this. I paid for it with my own coin. What rot. You refugees are all the same. Couldn't afford maggoty mole meat, much less a choice cut of dodo. I'm going to say it one more time. Give back what you stole, or I'll make you wish you never set foot in this town. By rights, I should turn you over to the brass blades. You know, help keep the streets safe for law-abiding citizens. But I'm a reasonable man. If you agree to serve me in whatever capacity I require, the authorities needn't hear of your crime. But I ain't done nothing wrong. 12 is me witness. But please, adventurer, help me. I beg of ye. I swear on me mother's grave I didn't steal nothing. I bought this with the coin I'd saved. I only wanted to treat me children to a decent meal. I knew that elves are you when you're at home. This dog's master. I've had enough of this mama's farce. You lot, teach them a lesson. I ain't getting paid enough for this. Hey, where the hell do you think you're going? Thank ye, kind adventurer. Thank ye thrice over. Ah, fuck. I'd swear there were more refugees than when I last looked. And you wouldn't be mistaken. But it's been 5 years since the calamity. Why are they only coming here now? It's simple, really. While a number of hamlets survived the immediate aftermath of the calamity, many were no longer able to support their communities. The residents found their lands had either been rendered barren or cut off from trade routes, and problems like those aren't easily solved. Though they tried to make the best of it, it was only a matter of time before they were forced to abandon their homes and seek a new life in the city. I see. But the calamity affected the whole realm, didn't it? Is the same thing happening in other cities? If the talk is true, yes. Though perhaps our situation is more pronounced. Uldar has a reputation for being prosperous, so it's natural that the refugees would try their luck here first. My heart goes out to them, it truly does. But I would be lying if I said that I wasn't apprehensive. I hope their presence doesn't foment lawlessness in the city. Well, if things do take a turn for the worse, we always have the immortal flames. I dare say the brass blades would welcome their help. Yep, my controller is dying. Hello? The heroes who fought the Garlean Empire, patrolling the streets for riffraff? It may well come to that. Impoverished and desperate as they are, you may be sure that some of the refugees will turn to crime. You know what this place is like. If you've no coin, you've no hope. What will become of our city? Not all refugees are bad, mind you. Some are able to find employment and lead honest lives. Dodo tenderloins. Get your dodo tenderloins. Guaranteed cheapest in Thanalin. Thank you for your custom, madam. Please come again. Looking around, you think that Uldar is well on its way to recovery. But peer through the veil of prosperity and you see no end to the misery and suffering. Sir, are you alright? What now? You mean to threaten a defenseless citizen? What? Saw her buy that meat, you say? That's absurd! Aye, as did I. Leave the poor woman alone, you damnable vulture. Who said that? Ugh. I will overlook this, but just this once. God's bless ye, adventurer. If ye hadn't come along when ye did, who knows what that monster might have done. It don't be a thinking about. Ever the selfless hero, I see. It has been a while, adventurer. I have been watching you closely ever since you flew out of Limsa. You discharged your duty as the Admiral's personal envoy with admirable humility, and you have displayed unfaltering courage in the face of danger ever since. Whensoever you came upon those in need, you gave them succor with no thought of personal gain. In summary, you have demonstrated all the qualities we seek in an adventurer. For reasons I cannot well explain, your every deed seems invariably to serve the general good, whether you mean it to or not. It is a happy knack, and one which speaks volumes for your character. Yet for all your admirable qualities, it is your gift which intrigues me most. I speak of the visions you experience. Visions like the one you had mere moments ago, if I am not mistaken. I can provide you with the means to understand them. An acquaintance of mine is blessed with the self-same talent, you see. If you so desire, I can introduce you to her. She and I fight for a common cause, a cause which would greatly benefit for your support. If you would agree to lend us your strength, we should be glad to do all within our power to aid you in your personal endeavours. Think on my offer a while. Should you decide to accept it, pray speak with Momodi, the proprietress of the quicksand, is a close friend and ally of ours. Inform her that you have been chosen by the signs of the seventh dawn, and she will tell you where to find us. Scenes like that are becoming ever more common, I'm afraid. Don't worry, though. If you work hard, you'll probably be alright. Saying that, if you ever find yourself in a spot of bother, come and see me. Just don't go pestering me every time you graze your knee, eh? Of course, I do enjoy hearing tell of gentlemen's woes with the womenfolk from time to time. Ah, Valentine. Sorry to keep you waiting. I was just providing guidance to a fresh-off-the-carriage adventurer. But gods, it's good to see you safe and well. To look at you, no one would ever guess you'd been hard at it with the giants in the dark. You're every ilm the adventurer Mion said you be, Valentine. The station master will be overjoyed when he hears the news. Oh, before I forget, there's a lass here who wants a word with you. Didn't actually know your name, but hearing her description, I knew who she meant right away.
Thank you for sparing the time. I realize you don't know me, but I've been longing to speak with you for a while now. My name is Edda. I'm an adventurer like you, though I'm not very good at being one, if truth be told. Anyway, I was adventuring with my friends in Gridania I'm sorry. We were in Gridania when the leader of our party was killed. His name was Avir, and he and I were to be wed in the spring. You may not remember him, but to say that he remembered you would be an understatement. He would sing your praises from dawn to dusk. He saw you for what you are, you see, an adventurer's adventurer, and swore that he would be like you one day. I believe that he would have succeeded, had a friend not robbed him of the chance. Since that day, I have thought long and hard about giving up adventuring. But when I think of the man you are, of all that you've achieved, I find that I am inspired, just as Avir once was. And so I've decided to start again as an adventurer. I will go back to the village of my birth and begin my training anew. But I wanted to meet you first, to ask you your name. Valentine Solidor. I shan't forget. Thank you, Valentine Solidor. I pray that we will meet again. Fare you well. Adventuring can be a cruel bleeding business. Time was, I didn't know why anyone would bother. When they first asked me to take charge of the guild here, I didn't want aught to do with you lot. Thought it'd be a right pain in the arse looking after you all. But against my better judgment, I decided to accept the post, and I'm full glad I did. I feel privileged to be a part of your lives. And that goes double for yours, Valentine. And? What did you say? You want to know about the signs of the seventh dawn? They're beginning to move in earnest, then. Listen, Valentine. The Scions ain't no ordinary folk, and the work they do ain't no ordinary work. I know full well how capable you are, but even you would think twice about expecting some of the stuff they do. Knowing that, if you're still certain you want to get involved, I'll tell you what I can. So you want to know more then, do you? Well, ain't that a surprise? I swear, if I painted certain death on one door and limitless wealth on another, 9 out of 10 adventurers would go through the first, and the other bloke wouldn't be able to choose on account of being old on. Anyway, don't say I don't warn you. First of all, if you're wondering whether you can trust these signs of the seventh dawn, you can. They're good people who've made their mission to solve some of Eorzea's most pressing problems. Of course, that ain't no small task, and so they're always looking for dependable individuals to join them. Individuals like you, Valentine. Now, I've been given leave to tell you where to find the Scions, but you must promise to keep this information to yourself. As you can probably imagine, it's something Eorzea's enemies would like very much to know. The Scions are headquartered in Vesper Bay, out in western Thanalan. The place what you're looking for is called the Walking Sands. Fuck. No, I can't do this again. It's the Waking Sands. It's always been the Waking Sands. I am going to call it the Walking Sands for like half the time, just to let you guys know. The place you're looking for is called the Waking Sands. Give your name to whoever's at the entrance and you'll be let in. You're a man in demand, Valentine, and the days ahead promise to be busy. But I hope you won't forget about them as helped make you into the adventurer you are. Drop in and tell them how you're feeling from time to time, you hear? Well, right. I've said my piece. Off you go. And while we're here, I think we should be able to get the quest for glamour prisms from Surigime here.
It also dies, I guess.
You there. Yes, you. The decisively unfashionable adventurer. Gods be good. Never in my life have I seen such unapologetic focus on function at extreme cost to form. The mere sight of you fear makes my eyes bleed. As a lover of all things aesthetically pleasing, I cannot in good conscience allow you to continue roaming the realm in that sorry state. I believe your appearance can yet be salvaged through the use of colour. I will teach you how to go about dyeing your outfit, but first I must have a drink. The heat has given me a vicious thirst, and I won't be able to talk for any length of time. Be a dear and buy me a bottle of orange juice at the store by the northern gates, would you? Once I have moistened my throat, we shall see to the business of remedying your appearance.
Did I get that orange juice earlier, or... No, yes I didn't.
Oh dear, dear, dear. This will never do. My sense of aesthetics simply won't allow it. How can you go out dressed like that? My dear, if only you'd spare a thought for style and coordination. I hope your garb holds up during a scuffle, because there's little else going for it. That's it, I've made up my mind. From this day forth I shall take it upon myself to save you from any more fashion disasters. And let me see. So much that needs to be addressed. Where to even begin? Be a dear and get me a drink. I'm feeling rather parched, and this matter best be discussed over a glass of something cold. Just go to the piss paste and ask for Falkland. I'll have some blood orange juice, and tell her to make sure there's no pulp in it now. Off you go. Oh, Surigime sent you, did she? That woman. I've never known anyone so lazy. Would it kill her to come and get herself? Here you are. You shouldn't let her push you around, you know. Give her an elm and she'll take a elm.
She said there was a stall, right? Over here?
Pray tell, have you bought my orange juice? Lest you have forgotten, the merchant who sells it can be found just inside the northern gates. Phew, that's a relief. Finally, I can teach you how to bring colour into your life. Listen well. There are handy items called colorants, which allow folk to dye their outfits a veritable rainbow of colours. These colorants are so simple to use, adventurers have no excuse to be fashion unconscious.
Excuse me.
Lest you worry that dyeing will affect your garment's precious properties, you may rest assured it will not. The practicality you adventurers love so much will not suffer the face and appearance. A change for the better. Suffer for the change of appearance. It should also gladden you to know that the garments can be dyed repeatedly, so there's no fear in getting locked into one colour. The garish pink that seems like a wonderful idea after a dozen glasses of red can be undone. And that is all you need to know about dyeing gear. Now, what are you waiting for? Get out there and bring some colour into your life. So, how's that drink coming along? Oh, delicious! Nothing better on a hot day. Some say I have expensive tastes, but life's too short to settle for second best. Of course, this extends to my choice of wardrobe, too. Now that I'm feeling refreshed, shall we get started? I just skipped that. Oof. What's a glamour, you ask? Well, they use a glamour prism as a catalyst to project the image of one item onto another. It's just an illusion, mind, but very convincing. This means the original object stays essentially the same. It just takes on a new appearance, that's all. Remember, if you fancy a change, you don't have to stick with the same glamour. Just apply another one on top, or use a glamour dispeller to return the object to normal. Why sacrifice style for such humdrum trifles as durability, or protection from bodily harm? Limitless possibilities for self-expression are just a couple glamours away. Go ahead, give it a try. And do make it quick, dear, for my sake. I'm finding your uninspired attire more and more offensive with each passing moment. Deep in the desert of my heart, a lonely flower blooms, yearning for the heavens above to quench my thirst for you. Jo-la-da-da-lo-lo-lo. What? I would thank you not to sneak up on me like that. Now, please be advised that this is private property. Unless you have pertinent business here, I must ask you to...
I'm here for the Science of the Seventh Dawn. From Ishtola.
Here at the behest of Ishtola? My sincerest apologies. May I please have your name? Valentine Solidor. Valentine Solidor. Ah, here you are. I bid you welcome into the Walking Sands, headquarters of the Science of the Seventh Dawn. My name is Satoru, and I look forward to assisting you during your time with us. The antecedent is within the solar. I shall let her know to expect you.
I take it you are Valentine Solidor. Tataru sent word that you had arrived. Lady Minophilia has eagerly awaited your coming. This way, if you please.
So you're the adventurer of whom I've heard so much. Well met, friend. My name is Minphilia, and I lead the Scions of the Seventh Dawn.
Minphilia.
I have awaited your coming. Please, be at ease. You are among friends here. No doubt you are ripe to burst with questions. But have patience. All will be revealed in time. First, let me begin by telling you who we are and what we do. We are the scions of the Seventh Dawn, an order that transcends political boundaries. Our single objective is the preservation of the future of Eorzea.
I realize it's covered up by the cat, but Thancred's fucking Roman sandals. It was like pants.
Among our gravest concerns are the godlike beings known as the Primals. Their existence is a bane upon Eorzea, nay, the world at large, and we have striven to find a lasting solution to the threat they pose. Our order is home to a number of individuals who, like you, possess a rare and special talent. This talent takes various forms, but one holds particular interest for us. Tell me, have you ever experienced a sudden, inexplicable loss of consciousness?
Why, yes, I have.
Have you ever had the sensation of being pulled away from reality? Felt as though you were hovering in space, a mind without a body? All these things are the manifestations of your talent. Yours is the power to transcend the boundaries of the soul, a power known as the Echo. The Echo allows you to pass through the walls of a man's soul and hear the resonations of his past. You will be there in his memories and see things as he saw them. You may even interact with that which you see, though you cannot change the outcome of events. For another blessing, the Echo will enable you to know a man's mind even if you cannot comprehend his words. In short, the Echo is a truly extraordinary power, and this power is strong within you. It is only a shame that we cannot use it whensoever we choose. That's right. I too possess the Echo. With that established, let us return to the subject of the Primals. So long as they exist, the realm cannot take so much as a single step towards true peace. Measures must be taken. Measures which transcend boundaries, be they of faction, race, language, or creed. And to do so, the Scions require the aid of those with our talent. Make no mistake, the Echo will be instrumental in dealing with the primal threat. Without it, we cannot hope to save the realm. I know not what it is you desire for yourself, nor what it was that first brought you to Eorzea, but I firmly believe that the power we possess was given to us for a purpose. Why else would the gods entrust man with a gift so extraordinary, if not to have him use it? And so I implore you, lend us your power.
Naturally, your aid will not go unrewarded. If we are fortunate to have a number of influential allies, and a word from me, they will gladly afford you certain privileges that might otherwise be denied you. The right to employ retainers, for example. Are you familiar with them? They are individuals who may be relied upon to manage your assets and belongings on your behalf. The papers you requested, my lady. Thank you, Tataru. The pleasure is mine, my lady. By way of a welcoming gift, I have taken the liberty of adding your name to the Retainer's registry. As of now, you are entitled to employ the services of a retainer. You will need to consult a retainer vocat regarding the particulars of this arrangement. Believe me when I say that retainers will prove invaluable to you in your adventuring endeavors. Let this gesture serve as evidence of our commitment to do all in our power to facilitate your personal objectives. In return, we ask that you aid us to the fullest extent of your talents. A mutually beneficial relationship, I am sure you will agree, and one which serves the greater good besides. Well, that was a veritable lecture, was it not? Forgive me, but it is important that all concerned are aware of what is expected of them. Now you know our purpose and what we can offer you. I invite you to consider joining us. When you come to a decision, you may tell me without fear of censure. In good faith, I shall entrust you with our order's password, which our members use to reach one another when afield. It is Wild Rose. Pray keep it safe. Okay, I'm gonna go get a drink because my voice is going and my throat's very dry, but I want to start the next story quest and I want to unlock Palace of the Dead so I can do some stuff off stream. Okay, water has been acquired. Oh, hello. Sorry, I didn't see the chat. I had it closed on my phone for a second. Yeah, I'm actually really enjoying Realm Reborn so far. And I know a lot of people thought it was pretty boring, but it's just a chill time. We Scions have but one objective, to safeguard the future of Eorzea. Among our gravest concerns are the godlike beings known as the Primals. Long have we striven to find a lasting solution to the threat they pose. I know not what it is you desire for yourself, nor what it was that first brought you to Eorzea, but I firmly believe that the power we possess was given to us for a purpose. Pray consider this when you give me your answer, Valentine. I will go whither the wild rose blooms.
I take it you will help us. Wonderful! I knew you wouldn't let us down. But come, I would introduce you to your friends in the Order. Tell me, does the name Sharlayan ring any bells? It used to be one of Eorzea's 6 city-states, and was situated in the northwest of Aldenard. The Sharlayans were the keepers of wisdom both old and new. Their mastery over magic and ether was unsurpassed, and even the Garleans knew to fear them. Among their number, There were a noble few who devoted their lives to safeguarding the future of Eorzea. When the realm began its descent into chaos, and their countrymen fled for the motherland, they alone chose to remain here. These noble men and women were called the Archons. Those same brave souls stand before you now. The masked woman is Ida, and beside her is Popalimo. The two are charged with surveying the Twelveswood.
Hello there.
Welcome.
Okay, my turn to introduce someone. That there is Thancred.
He is our man here in Ul'dah, Jewel of the Desert.
His name is Thancred.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to be able to remember the voices.
Welcome to the team. If I may, the lovely maiden beside me is named Yastola. Limsa Lominsa has the pleasure of being under her care.
Greetings. I have been expecting you. Last but not least is Urianger, who presides over all affairs within these halls. Pray seek him out whenever you have questions.
Dawn may banish even the darkest night. Words of a dear friend. I'm glad of our meeting.
Even when Felia's like, what are you saying? Stop embarrassing me.
At the Battle of Carteneau, our leader was taken from us. But we did not stray from our purpose. We sought out Minfilia and others with her talent, and together established the Scions of the Seventh Dawn.
Along with the Archons, those blessed with the Echo play a pivotal role in our endeavor to forge a brighter tomorrow for the realm. Oh, I should also introduce you to Tataru, our clerk. She ensures that everything runs smoothly.
Pleased to make your acquaintance.
In time, I hope you will come to think of us as family. But without further ado, I would assign you your first task. Urianger, have the documents arrived from the students of Baldessian?
Aye, my lady. They arrived but recently.
We have received a request for aid from the Immortal Flames. Thancred, would you do the honors?
It would be my pleasure. Some days ago, a crystal caravan registered to Amagina and Sons Mineral Concern was waylaid and divested of its cargo. But there is more. Within a bell of the robbery, several people were reported missing from the shantytown outside the city.
At a glance, one would assume the involvement of bandits, kidnappers, and coincidence. Such crimes are hardly uncommon, and the Immortal Flames deal with their like almost every day. However, this time we have reason to believe that a primal is involved.
Aye, the evidence left behind implicates the Emolja, who are known worshippers of Ifrit. If we then consider the objects that were taken, there is no room left for doubt. The crimes were committed in the name of a primal.
That you may better understand the nature of our struggle with the primals, I would have you play the leading role in this investigation. You have my thanks. If there is aught you wish to know, I recommend you speak with Thancred. He is well versed in the affairs of Ul'dah.
Ever at your service, dear fellow.
Ready to begin, are we? That's the spirit. So then, Your mission is to investigate a crystal robbery and a spate of abductions. Crimes which we believe to be connected. Assuming we are correct, it is like that any discoveries we make in relation to one will further our understanding of the other. Now, since the attack on their caravan, our friends at Amagina and Sons Mineral Concern have double security over their shipments. In light of this, it is my judgment that the abductions should be our priority. According to our preliminary findings, the majority of the missing were last seen in the vicinity of Camp Drybone, so that would seem a fine place to begin. A fellow by the name of Isambard serves as the camp's de facto leader. Pay him a visit, and see that he gives us full cooperation. Eastern Vanillin. Okay. If you're poking around looking for work, you must be an adventurer too, am I right? You won't find much here, I'm afraid. Seems the only thing people talk about these days is the nasty bit of business down near Issamha. Surely you've heard the stories of a strange portal suddenly appearing in the ruins down there? Hey, don't give me that look. I'm only telling you what I overheard from the whalers. They say on the other end is some sort of labyrinth. The thing is, every time they go down there to map the place out, nothing is the same. A mystery if I've ever heard one. Frankly, I'm more than happy to let it stay a mystery. Strange apparitions, booby-trapped corridors. Going down there is nothing short of suicide. Still, the prospect of treasure is awful tempting. Don't take my word for it, though. Head down to Issamha and you can hear it straight from the chocobo's mouth. Very quiet. All the ambient noises. I'm sorry, but I must insist that you... Oh, an adventurer, and a rather seasoned-looking one besides. On the off chance you're not simply here to court, perhaps you could lend us a hand? You see, despite the fervent protestations of those duck-swiders over there, we cannot permit civilians within the ruins at this time. Capable men and women like you, on the other hand, are more than welcome. That is, if you got the stones for it. Pray seek out the others stationed at Quarry Mill, and they can apprise you of the details. Make my wish come true, let darkness fade to light. Well met, adventurer. I take it you've come to learn more of the recent happenings at Isamha. The site is of interest owing to the Galmoran ruins. Galmora being an underground city which predates Gridania, in case you were unaware. Any road, a few days past, we received reports of several anthropogeographers that a magical gateway of some sort has appeared in the ruins, and that all manner of creatures were coming and going through it. My men and I were among the first to examine it, and well, it's hard to explain. We crossed the threshold into a set of corridors we've never seen before, and then suddenly each and every one of us was filled with an inexplicable sense of dread. It was all I could do to take even a single step. According to Ayu Nakuto, who accompanied us, the ruins are warded with powerful magics that sap the spirits and ether of all who enter, rendering them easy prey for the creatures within. Thankfully, we managed to devise a solution: ether pool arms and armor, which safeguard the channel the wielder's energies, that they might withstand the ruins' magics. Unfortunately, it does little to prevent us from losing our way, though it beggars belief. Every time we have dared to venture into the ruins, we have found the path to be changed. We suspect this too may be the work of an unfathomably powerful mage. Needless to say, something strange is afoot, and traditional tactics are not like to suffice. Even experienced adventurers will need to proceed with caution. At any event, if you believe you have what it takes to brave the ruins and discover what secrets lie in its deepest depths, you need but say the word. I remember this place. Aye, I'm Isambard. Here to search for the missing folk, I take it. Minfilia sent word that the adventure fitting your description would be along. She also warned us to be wary of the Amalja. It seems we know who the culprits are at the very least. Now, I bear no official title at this camp, but the people here have come to look to me for leadership. You have my word that I'll do all I can to help see the victims return safely. Just attune to this before I forget. Let us get right to it then. Minfilia names the Amalja culprits in this. You would do well to investigate them first. Much harm has been levied on these lands by Amalja hands. The flames burn where they might, but their light cannot stay the darkness in all places at all times. There have been brutal murders of callers at the church of Saint Adamalandama, innocents wishing no more than to pay their respects to the dead. The poor souls deserve a proper burial. I would see to the deed before mongrels catch their scent, but I know not if the Amalja still linger. Would you secure their remains for me, friend? You will find them on the eastern road. 12 willing, you may even come to learn something of what the Amalja seek in this area. Oh no, I wonder if someone's gonna come out and attack me when I walk into the circle. However could I have predicted this? It is good to see you returned. Were you able to secure the remains of our fallen? With the bodies given back proper to the earth, the souls will find their way across to the other side. You've done a noble deed this day. I thank you. Now then, what of the Amalja? Did you see any? Surely such massive monstrosities as they cannot conceal their presence, much less take their quarry unawares. Ah. So there were Amalja remaining. After all. I feared as much. Their part in the lowborn disappearing is all but confirmed. But I sense there is more to this than meets the eye. The occasional Amalja raiding party would not account for people going missing in these kinds of numbers. The total is too great, and the questions too many. It would not surprise me to learn of another hand in this. But whose? Countless travelers pass through Drybone every day, and even if it were one among them, how would we best discover who may be implicit in these vanishings? What say we turn an eye to the common folk themselves? It may be among them that we find the reasons for these vanishings. 12 forbid it be so. There is a merchant by the name of Ungust, who was born here in Drybone and grew up in the Golden Bazaar. A rough character, but he knows the people here better than anyone else. I'd wager he's at the inn quaffing away the day's earnings. Here, I'll write a note for you to show him, else he's not like to speak to you. Yep. Well, gods be damned. You're that bloody adventurer who threatened me back in Uldar. What in the seven else do you want with me now? Dear friend, missing people, please help. Your friend isn't bad. Folk around here are as weary as they come. They'll turn tail and run if you so much as pass wind nearby. Played them all for fools and coaxed some hard labour out of them, I did. If anything, they're even more timid than before, what with all the disappearances. You can go talk to them yourself if you don't believe me. Please, sir, just leave me be.
I've nothing to say but this. Thou'll take who, or what, ever's been feeding off of us slow folk.
What do you want from me? I don't know anything, I swear. Please don't kill me. Just as I told you, wasn't it? A whole lot of them are terrified. There's been talk of folk getting abducted, but if you ask me, they're simply up and moved on to a better place. This place isn't exactly Costa del Sol, if you know what I'm saying. Welcome back, Valentine. Have you learned aught of import? I see. I suppose I should have expected as much from Ungust. Well, another thought occurred to me in your absence. The common folk are nothing if not fervent in their religious beliefs. Perhaps if they speak freely to their gods, then the clergy may know something of use. If we would know what the common folk speak of to their gods, we've no better place than to ask at the church of Saint Adama Landama. It's a small and humble church found to the northwest of here. And so long as you're headed there, might I ask you to deliver this embalmed corpse? A worded request, I grant you, but it must be borne to burial, and I trust none more than you to see it done. Seek out a man named Marquez. He tends the graves of the Lich Yard. He will tell you where the body is to be interred. I am Marquez, yes. A body? Of course. There have been so many bodies of late. I apologize, sir. If you seek a place of burial, then there is an empty grave atop the ridge. Take the path and lay him to rest there. May they all walk in that Thal's realm. What? Missing people? I'm afraid I cannot help you. But maybe Sister Orson can. She's been kind to me. Everyone has been so kind. I don't know why, though. Why? Pardon me. You'll find Sister Orson within the church walls.
I hear you've done us the service of bearing a fallen soul. Please accept our gratitude and extend it to Isambard when next you see him. You seek knowledge of missing drybone inhabitants. It is true I am closer to the people than any other of the Order. I can find in them, and they all in me. When they wish to speak to their keeper, Thal, I am the medium through which they do. Should I learn anything pertinent, I will be sure to share the information with you. I only wish Marquez would be more helpful in the matter. I pray he did nothing to offend. He saw terrible things during the calamity. His scars run deep, indeed. He seems to now prefer the company of the dead over the living. While tragic, I fear such behavior ill befits the Church. I received word not long ago that one of our recent visitors, a man named Thancred, I believe, took offense at his conduct. I must have words with Marquez, and soon.
Thank you, Valentine. A burial is no easy thing, even when the departed is a stranger. Were you able to learn aught of the missing common folk? You've been keeping yourself rather busy of late, haven't you, Valentine? A pleasure, my dear Isambard. My name is Thancred, and I share a passion with you and our mutual friend here for learning what has become of these missing persons, and why. I, too, spoke with Ungust, more times than I care to count. There seemed to be some truth to this notion of the common folk speaking their secrets only to those in service to the gods. Prostration, prayer, penance, abject deeds done behind closed doors, away from prying eyes. Who better to take care of the pious unawares than she who takes confession, the good Sister Orson herself? Orson! She wouldn't. She couldn't. Even the most beautiful roses have thorns, my friend, and you would be wise to keep an eye to this rose. Still, the Lich Keeper Marquez. I'd swear to the 12 I've seen that face so elsewhere before. Oh, those are some outfits. Sister Orson, it cannot be. Though she is wont to travel to the Golden Bazaar on her own. It is not uncommon to see her speaking to the children, but no, it could not be she, could it? I grow weary of these suspicions. I know there is one child in particular she is fond of. Pray seek out the boy, Valentine, and see if you cannot glean something about him from him about Orson's activities. Now, why did that comment also not come up in my chat? I should refresh it on my phone. Personally I've played MMOs before this one, but I tend to skip the story in all the MMOs I've done. But Final Fantasy has a special place in my heart, and the music and the backgrounds and everything just make me really nostalgic for like the PS2 games and stuff. I have actually played 14 before, but I haven't paid attention to the story at all. I just skip through it like I do with any other MMO. So this has been pretty fun.
Please help! Sister Orson went all out on her own and hasn't come back. She always reads to me right here about Thal and the Order and the other side. I told her I lost my shiny thing and she went looking for it, but what if the monsters outside hurt her? Please find her.
Okay, I think I'm reconnected to the chat on my phone now, so I don't have to tab out to check it.
You are the one from the church. Thank goodness you arrived when you did. It seems my gratitude is yours yet again. You spoke with the child? Yes, well, I was able to find his lost trinket. It is a ring given to him by his mother before she passed. I will see it safely back to him. I'm paranoid now that my chat isn't working. Sister Orson was attacked outside the Golden Bazaar. Gods forfend. I will secure a room at the inn for her should she require any rest. Searching for the mentors of orphans, and risking her own well-being in the doing, no less. Certainly not the dastardly deeds Thancred would have us believe. I am well glad I received an inn room for Sister Orson. It seems she received greater injuries from her attackers than she initially let on. Thankfully, she is expected to make a full recovery. But now, onto the matter at hand. Thancred came looking for you once more. He left word that he will be waiting at the Imaja encampment to the southeast. I pray the two of you are able to uncover some evidence regarding these disappearances.
too close. Ah, there you are, Valentine. So good of you to come. Indeed, I've heard all about your good Sister Orson. Isambard said her wounds were serious. You'd seen my suspicions about the poor Rose were misplaced. But false though they were, perhaps my suspicions were not entirely without merit. Whilst following Sister Orson near the Golden Bazaar, a band of Amalja caught my eye. I tracked them as far as this encampment, but, well, let us say I would much prefer to keep my distance and remain here. This, of course, brings me to why I requested you, dear Valentine. Would you be so kind as to take a look inside? Well, did anything tickle your fancy? This leaflet. See the wealth of Null to the hands of your children. It looks to be some sort of assembly to provide the poor with work. The lettering, though, atrocious, is it not? And these bits about Northall seem somewhat less than studied. I find it hard to believe one among the Order penned this. Pray take this to the inn at Camp Drybone. Let us see what Sister Orson makes of it. My saviour comes again. To what do I owe the honour this day? What is this? Blasphemous. These are not our teachings at all. This was not made by any true brother or sister of the Order. Of that I can assure you. Come to think of it, weeks ago the church was plagued by missing garments. Could someone be posing as a priest of the Order to deceive the people? Who would do such a thing? The plot thickens, Valentine. Our culprit pretends to be a priest to lend credence to his deception. There's no doubt an irony in there somewhere. But I suspect we have a worthy adversary on our hands. I shall consider how best to handle this. For now, tell Isambard that what we have learned here. Posing as a priest. To think. These troubling notions aside, it is gratifying to finally be able to move this investigation forward. Thank you once again, Valentine. I shall keep my ears and eyes open, now more than ever. I'm afraid I have not seen any unusual activity, nor have any at the camp given me cause to doubt them. But unless we can identify the culprit, and soon, more innocents will fall victim. Do not despair just yet, my friend. An idea occurs to me. Our suspect has been posing as a priest, using leaflets bearing false promises to lure the poor. Let Valentine and me serve like with like by posing as impoverished souls in need of succor. I dare hope that this will yield answers we seek. It will be a dangerous undertaking, but you two are more than capable of looking after yourselves. I'm next to useless in a battle, but I can supply the garments for the disguise. These old tunics and slops should serve your needs, so long as you don't mind the smell and the stains. These will serve very well. You have my thanks. Listen, Valentine. So as to lay the foundation for our little ploy, we must make it widely known that more vagrants have arrived at camp and are desperate for coin. To this end, I want you to don the old garments Isambard has lent us and beg for work around the camp. Before long, the false priest should catch wind and approach us. Greetings, good sir. Is there aught I might assist you with? Oh, I don't believe there is. I'm afraid our wares are very expensive. Mayhap you should rejoin your fellows out at the pond north of Sandgate. I preach the teachings of Azema, the warden. Hast thou come to partake in the honey of her wisdom? Azema is keeper of the sun and goddess of inquiry. All is laid bare beneath her light, the light of her divine countenance. Open thy heart to this light, needy child, and thou shalt want for naught till the end of thy days. Where is that one? Am I blind? And I was just about to get to the good part. Looking for work, you say? Sorry, but we don't have any openings. Now get out of here so I can finish my story. And you are? Another refugee by the looks of you. The immortal flames have neither work nor coin for your like. Begone, and see to it you don't make a nuisance of yourself. He's up. What is it? Gods, not again. Look, being poor doesn't give you the right to pester whomsoever you like. Why don't you keep with your own kind out by the muddy pond of yours at Drybone? You're quite a knack for being a nuisance, Valentine. The camp is abuzz with the talk of newly arrived vagrants. And though we were unable to attract our wayward transgressor, We were able to learn that the poor have a commune by the pool north of Sandgate, to the east of here. The eyes of the authorities do not reach that place. Rather ideal for spiriting away hapless souls. Let us go there and wait for the kindly priest to come and offer us aid and comfort. Needless to say, you'll need to remain in disguise. A fine day for catching false priests, wouldn't you say? You look absolutely smashing, Valentine. Positively dressed for deception. All that's left then is to wait for our quarry to appear. Oh, you poor, unfortunate souls. This is no way for men to live. No way at all. Who are you? What do you want? Be at ease, child, for I mean you no harm. I am a priest of the Order of Nalthal, and I come to offer you succor. This leaflet bears the teachings of Nald. Trust to them, and they will surely set you free from the shackles of penury. A tempting offer, but I'm afraid I must decline. On account of that atrocious performance, you would have made a god's awful Mama Ungust. What? How did you know? You bastards tricked me. Please don't hurt me, I was only doing it to protect my people. Is that so? Do continue. Very well. I'm a man of the Golden Bazaar, raised there if not born. Some moons ago, the Amalja raids began. They would appear sudden as a sandstorm and plunder and pillage at will. Our defendants couldn't stand against them, few as they were. Everyone lived in fear. I wanted to save my people, but being a merchant was all I knew, and so I did the only thing a merchant could. I approached the Amalja in hopes of brokering a deal. In return for sparing the Golden Bazaar, they made demands. Outrageous ones. Demands? Of what kind, pray tell? First of all, they wanted the schedule for crystal shipments from the Nanoa mines. For this, I bribed one of the workers to link me the information. Next, they wanted me to bring them people, so I posed as a priest to lure the vulnerable and give them over to the Amalja. I didn't have a choice. Protecting one's home is a noble thing, but at the cost of innocence? You could have sought the aid of the immortal flames, yet you did not. I suspect you're not telling me the full story. What made you sell out your own people? Speak. That was good. What did you say? The coin was good, I said. I could sell more meat for a score of lifetimes and not see even a fraction of what the Amalja pay me. You sacrificed innocence so that you could line your own pockets. Words fail to express the contempt I feel for you. Spare me your contempt. If you want to blame someone for the mess the world's in, then blame yourselves for the gods. What? Not you again? Were you the one leaking the Immortal Flame's patrol routes to the enemy as well? Spit it out. No! I know nothing about that, I swear it! At this stage, I'm rather disinclined to believe aught that leaves your mouth. But no matter. There'll be time enough to learn the truth. Valentine, be a good man and take word of these developments to Minfilia, would you? I shall prize everything I can out of this filth. The abductees are still somewhere out there. Our foremost priority is to rescue them. Do I have... Yes. Yes. I don't have to walk. I didn't know these existed until after I'd done all of the Vespa Bay stuff last time.
Welcome back, Valentine. I am pleased that you and Thancred have been getting along. I see. You have done well to uncover the truth. My thanks for the report. As Thancred said, we must ascertain where the abducted were taken, and none but the Amalja know the answer. Suffice it to say, they will not willingly part with this information. I fear blood will be spilled before all is said and done. Though we seek a peaceful solution to the primal problem, we must needs be ready to fight for our cause. That you might take to the field suitably prepared, I would have you meet with a goblin acquaintance of mine. His name is Mutamix Bubblypots, and he's a scholar of no small repute. Mutamix is renowned for having introduced a revolutionary method of enhancing equipment to Eorzea. The knowledge of this method was once a closely guarded secret, but thanks to Mutamix and his students, it has now been disseminated to the great benefit of all the realm. It would serve you well to acquire an understanding of the process. For this purpose, I shall lend you a blade. Take it to Mutamix and bid him demonstrate his craft to you. Mutamix is ever to be found at his camp in central Thanalin, a place known as the Bonfire. Look for a pillar of smoke, and the way will become clear. Okay. I might do that off camera, actually.
Okay, yeah, I might call it there. I just got a message from my flatmates saying to come upstairs because they're listening to songs from Cats. I don't know if this is a good thing or a bad thing, but when next time I stream, I'll have hopefully have some new glamours. I will see you next time.
See ya.